My beloved ones, my name is Algimantas. I live in Lithuania. It's a small country in Eastern Europe at the Baltic Sea. I present spiritual teachings, but spiritual teachings, actually, they are interrelated with our material life. If I say, look, discover Creator, the Paradise Trinity within yourselves, and live the way Creator is leading you every day, you will not understand this assertion. You will not be able to follow it. Therefore, I need, in a way, to segment my teachings, to downgrade until you begin to understand, to grasp the meaning of them, and that you would be able to apply in your daily living these very same spiritual teachings. If I give you some information about our life beyond this world after resurrection, so I doubt you would be able to trust me and believe my words. So that's why, for the time being, I limit myself to our everyday life environment so that you would be able to have a deeper and broader outlook on what's reality around you, so that you would be able to even ponder on my teachings, and while analyzing them, you would be able to compare my assertions with yours, and you will arrive, if you are sincere, at this eventually conclusion that, of course, it's useful for you to embrace my teachings as they are, well, giving you more information and just common sense understanding what might be the causes of this or that phenomenon, which is either within you or around you. So in this case, you will have, in a way, a disclosure of the law of cause, action, and consequence. So this time I would like to touch upon human mind, why it is so restless, why it is impossible to easily have a common agreement with other people and among other people. Even the most minor issue, it is impossible just to find a very simple and common solution to this issue. So the main cause, or the main reason of this, is that human mind has the animal origin, not the spiritual origin, but the animal origin. It's a material mind. When we speak about spiritual things, first of all, you should know that our material body, well, hosts our spiritual personality within. Our true personality is within this material flesh, within this flesh, which is so temporary on this world, on our first world, on our way, in our journey to paradise, to the dwelling abode of Creator, which is actually our native home, because it is Creator who is bestowing this eternal spiritual gift, our personality. And He bestows this marvelous eternal gift upon us. And of course, our spiritual personality is full of all potential of eternal values, including our spiritual mind full of Creator's wisdom, Creator's light and love. While before discovering Creator within ourselves, we actually were taught to use our material mind, which has the animal origin. Therefore, it is full of different vices like anger, hatred, revenge, jealousy, even fear. All these things are common to and peculiar of the animal behavior or even beast behavior. And selfishness, which is common with human mind, is also of the animal origin, because our spiritual personality mind, which is also spiritual, is being led by Creator, who is the source and center of spirit, and who is the cause of altruism that we embrace on this world. So people have never been given such teachings that it is possible to discover Creator within and take in Creator's mind, spiritual mind, and ground our living to and base our living on this spiritual mind of Creator's wisdom, of Creator's light, of Creator's love, which is also filled up with eternal values like goodness, beauty, mercy, justice, patience, and consistency. And these characteristics are actually features of Creator's character. And they are all embraced by Creator's love, which we also begin to experience once we discover Creator within our own selves. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, our material human mind is not capable of entertaining these qualities of Creator's character, all these eternal values. Therefore, it is very difficult to explain even to kids at school some important but abstract things. They have no patience to listen to these, descriptions. They do desire that everything should be given to them just within a very short span of time. Or it's even better, just instantaneously, that he would understand everything at once. And if they fail to understand something, they get irritated, even angry with the subject itself or with the teacher. They even begin to blame the teacher that he or she is unable to explain them in a more simple way so that they would be able to understand the essence of the issue. And it is the same while dealing with other people. People are turning ever more being impatient. And if you tell them some more complicated and especially abstract things that are very important to them, for instance, even if you say that Creator is real, He is the source and center of all energy, which we use in our everyday life, say a nuclear energy or a thermal power energy or water energy, whatever it might be, the source and center of this all energy is Creator, who is also the source and center of our personality. They would never understand these assertions unless they are sincere. But even this sincerity within their mind is already just the first sprouting of spiritual mind of Creator's wisdom. That's why political issues, when people are trying to solve some political problems between different countries, conflicts, they will never reach a normal decision. They will not be able to arrive at a normal decision that would be long-lasting, because they do not agree upon any decision entertaining a Creator's leading from within. They are doing it using their own animal, material, human mind. Well, mind of the animal origin, human mind of the animal origin. Well, when I say animal mind, in a way it might annoy some of my brethren who might listen to this teaching, presentation. But in reality, it's applied only to the to the understanding the origin of this mind, because this mind is not yet given by Creator Himself as a spiritual gift to us, eternal gift to us. It is being used by us for a very short time, even on this world. And it depends upon our parents. If our parents were enlightened, if they had discovered Creator within prior to giving birth to their children, of course, they would practice their living together with Creator Himself. And they would already be using their spiritual mind of Creator's love, light, and wisdom. And it is just the only way that they would deal with their newly born baby, by using their spiritual mind. And that would be already a gift on the part of the material parents to this baby, that he would be filled up with first top high frequency vibrations of Creator's energy, and plus all the words, all the assertions that are coming from Creator Himself, that is, spiritual assertions, spiritual words. And of course, such a baby, while growing in the process of maturing baby's mind in the baby's subconsciousness, all these high frequency vibrations would stimulate the operation of his spiritual mind, so that his material mind would not have much chances or many chances of revealing itself and operating. So quite a lot depends upon our parents, whether or not we have embraced Creator's spiritual mind, which is already bestowed upon our personality, and which is filled up with Creator's love, light, mercy, goodness, with all the eternal values. So our material mind, like I just mentioned before, is impatient. That's why very many issues are too complicated for this mind to analyze, to ponder upon, and even to look for some solutions if there are some conflicting situations. But there are certain conditions that even our material human mind of the animal origin might look like it were patient, even though it would not be patience as such. If, for instance, a human mind is interested in something that gives some reward, material reward or intellectual reward to this mind, so this mind turns into such a mind which shows interest in one or another specific field or problem, because this mind already knows that there would be some reward and satisfaction after he completes this task. It might be, well, a material reward in the form of bonuses, some increased salary or higher post position, or some popularity gained, or some rank, scientific degree. So all this makes even our material mind focus on the issue for a longer time. Otherwise, he would have abandoned this mission, well, long before even involving deeply into this issue, involving itself into this issue. And what is upsetting, well, at least what is upsetting me, that people are not taught that we have two different minds. That is material, of the animal origin, and spiritual, which is originated from Creator Himself. If you tell this assertion to anyone, say a teacher at high school or university teacher, he or she would shrug his shoulders and maybe would deny it right away. Nevertheless, it is true. But people are not taught this sort of truth. That's why they're constantly struggling in everyday situations. Their mind is always under pressure, under a stress, and it is wearing out energy within our body and even within our brain, within our mind. That's why we need to expand our outlook on our mind if we want to reach some common sense decision that would give solution to some problems to be solved. First, we need to apply to Creator, at least by a short prayer, that we would be assisted, helped to reach this decision. Because Creator being the source and center of wisdom, and having His fragment, His spirit, which is called thought adjuster, in our mind, He would be passing this wise solution to the problem through His fragment to our mind. And that's why people, well, notice quite often that it is much easier to find some clue to solving a problem in the morning after a good sound sleep, because our thought adjuster is operating and giving the clue while our consciousness is disconnected while we are asleep. So He's giving this clue to our mind through our subconsciousness. And once we wake up, so this solution springs up out of our subconsciousness to the level of our consciousness. And all of a sudden we know the solution without even having pondered on it. So that's our possibility to entertain our cooperation with Creator Himself in our everyday living, in solving everyday problems. And only in this case we would be able to find a common solution to different problems with different people, even of different nationalities. That would lead us to a long-lasting cooperation, to a long-lasting brotherhood. Or else we are building up too much sophisticated material civilization by using our selfish mind without the true foundation. The civilization has no true and solid foundation, which is actually Creator Himself. So this civilization cannot be lasting. It's an illusion if you consider that civilization will survive. It's a big mistake to entertain this thought. It is Creator who is the source and center of eternity. So everything what is being created together with Him has Creator's eternal power. And this sort of civilization is eternal. Even on such planet like ours, human mind would be totally replaced by Creator's mind of light and wisdom. So that's why all our problems arise or are being caused by our human mind of the animal origin. Once we desire to solve these issues, all the conflicts, no matter on what level, say on the plane of the world scale, or on one continent, or within a country, in a society, within a society, or within a biological human family, or even within an individual. So the solution is the only and the only to open up to Creator, discover Creator Himself within, and use our spiritual mind of our personality, which is eternal. This is the only way to our future, to saving humanity and this material civilization, and to build up brotherhood on this planet. And that is Creator's evolution. That is Creator's evolution designed for us living on this planet. But it is also designed for the whole of creation, with myriads of planets, with humans and spirits. And this is our way to eternity. We are just making the very first step. So let's make it by changing our human mind of the animal origin that is so impatient and unable to find solutions to even very simple issues, by our spiritual mind of Creator's light, and which is our personality mind. Amen.